So let's start with Google reviews, right? So this is what an amazing um, in a Google review page looks like. By the way, this is our Google review page. So we grab those reviews and we feature it on our website. We do this for our clients. So it's not only good to just get reviews, but you also need to then grab those reviews as is with the logo of Google and the name of the person who wrote the review and then feature it on your website. Why? Because when you're on your website, you want to make it easy for them to trust you. So if they have to now go back to Google and find your reviews and it's hard for them to find it, and immediate in the middle of that, they get a phone call and they forget about it. And now you lose that person who was very keen on like wanting to work with you. So not only should you get the reviews, but you should also make sure those reviews are easily available on your website for others to see. So consistent review collection and management can substantially impact a practice's reputation and patient inflow. And this is kind of something that I have learned in 17 years as an entrepreneur. I mean, I didn't go to business school. I didn't know how to build a business. So I made a lot of mistakes, like many of you perhaps did when you first started your practice. And one of the things I learned is it's not about how good you are or how good what you do is. It's can you do it consistently? I mean, when you do a crown prep, can you do it consistently? Same thing with, this habit of collecting and sharing reviews. So have a plan. I'm going to get 10 reviews a month. Have a plan. All those reviews are going to show up on my website on the relevant pages. So, and then make sure it's happening, right? Because if as the owner, you don't make sure it's happening, maybe it works for 2 weeks or 2 months, and then everything goes,
Have a plan and track the plan. Exactly, right? Yeah.
What were you saying, Shelley?
I said, have a plan and track that plan. Yeah. As we talked about in the previous segment, if you don't have goals that you're striving for and measuring those goals, it kind of is pointless.
Right.
Yeah.
Strategies to get 10 plus Google reviews. Now let's get into some nuts and bolts. So start with the goal, right? The goal is we will get 10 reviews a month, 5-star Google reviews a month. And ideally, many of those reviews should be paragraph reviews. Set that goal. Again, you set it with your team. Now, if you have been averaging 0, then maybe start with 5. But 10, I think, is a very doable target for pretty much every one of you here. Only exception could be a startup, right? Because you may not have enough patients to get 10. But outside of startups, anybody who has been in practice for a year or two, you need to, at the very least, aim for 10 reviews a month. So start by setting a goal. Second, implement a review system. And there are 2 ways to do this. A lot of dentists, outsource this. So they'll just use an automated system to send out messages to people at the end of the day and asking for a review. My experience is you don't get reviews, or even if you do get them, you get just no word reviews, meaning they'll just give you some stars, but they don't explain why they gave you the stars. And the reason is, like I said, when they go home, same day at night or next day, you are not at the top of mind. Something else is. So they more than likely won't do it. But even if they do, they won't spend more than like 1 second, which is like click the stars, they're done. Those reviews are not really useful. Like Google doesn't really value those reviews. It doesn't rank you better for those reviews. Even patients don't value those reviews. If they can choose between somebody who has love letter reviews, many of them, versus somebody who has like no word reviews, they're going to obviously go with the love letter reviews. And also, I know from algorithms, you will get like 3, 4, 5 times when you have these love letter reviews in terms of traffic from Google. So implement a review system. Encourage patients to leave a review, perhaps through a follow-up email or text messages. That is like your default, but ideally have a game plan to like get 2 reviews a day. So in your morning huddle, have a champion. His or her job is to, identify 2 people and then say, okay, who is going to ask for the review? Okay, maybe the hygienist, maybe the assistant, maybe the doctor. So, getting those reviews on a consistent basis is really important. And then at the next morning, the same champion says, hey, I know yesterday we were going to ask, Jenny and John for reviews. What happened? I know our hygienist was going to ask Jenny and dental assistant was going to ask John. So what happened? So obviously now you can just continue doing that. And before you know it, you'll get 10 reviews a month. And most of these reviews are going to be like love letter reviews because they're in the office. They're really appreciative. They're really, thankful for being there. So, so again, like I said, assign a champion, ask for reviews, and achieve the goals.